you. All right, guys.
All right.
Let's move into game number 7. It is going to be Rhett versus Todd. All right, take it away.
Here we go. Liquid Rhett. Yos. Good buddy of mine. I'm not sure what kind of form he's in at this very moment. I know he's been doing very well, over the last
sure he's training very hard for BlizzCon and such. So,
absolutely.
And he's an invite to IPL 3. So.
He is indeed. He's going to be our blue Zerg over on the right-hand side of Metalopolis. And on the left-hand side, we have our red Protoss, Fnatic Todd, coming off a fresh win over Sheth. Sheth was beasting it up. I thought he was about to all-kill right there, but no.
And Liquid deciding, you guys don't have any Zerg players. You guys must not be practicing with a lot of Zerg players right now, so have all 3 of ours. And they're going to see if Red is able to polish off Fnatic here.
I mean, it makes sense. Also, Rhett and Sheth both have phenomenal ZVZ. And, Fnatic, even if they did have a super solid Zerg to throw at them.
And you know what? This is pretty smart out of Liquid anyway. They've got a couple of players. Even if Todd, manages to take out Red, there's a couple more players left until they're knocked out of it. So they know that Sheth had good success. That style is played well. They were able to watch a ZVP and say, okay, well, Todd was able to hold this off pretty well. Let's get another prepared strategy going. And we've got a couple of games not to waste, but at our... at their expense. So let's throw another Zerg out there.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it's not like... race aside, Red is just a phenomenal player.
Yeah, it really is.
So let's see if he can take out Todd here. Todd's ZVP was pretty interesting right there. He kind of pseudo all-in a way. I know everybody in chat was saying he cheesed, he all-in, but anytime you extend it out that long, really what he did there is hit a timing. I don't want to say that was an all-in. He just hit a timing.
He was 5 gate. He was 5 gate with 45 probes. I mean, he was going to have the economy to back it up.
Yeah.
He had enough of a defensive position at home that he could have even expended those units at the front and played heavy defense with sentries back at his.
If things went south.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he had outs there. That wasn't all in.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Spot on, Kevin. That was pretty much the situation right there. He wasn't cheesing. But he did manage to chrono out a few probes here and there when the tug of war was going on. He managed to take a third and fall back at one point, and then head back out and establish the exact same position that he had just left. Really, he just gave Sheth no breathing room whatsoever. He completely smothered him, engaged him early on, didn't allow Sheth to, take that fourth, didn't even allow him to get off hatchery tech.
Right.
And I'm excited to see if he plays the same style here versus Red on Metalopolis.
We also got to bear in mind, Todd was probably watching every single game of Rhett killing Sheth killing some pretty good Protoss players. So he was able to prepare a strategy that hit that perfect timing, and especially with the Roach Warren cancel. I actually kind of want to go back to that. Sheth canceled the Roach Warren, ended up putting it a little bit later, so it was a more conventional timing than we had seen. If he had decided to go 2 base and actually teched up and gotten speed burrow or something like that a little bit earlier, probably would have held it off a bit easier. Would have been at the cost of some economy. So I don't know. Just wait out.
How often do we see that these days?
Yeah. Exactly.
2 base, quick layer, roach speed with burrow is almost an antique now.
And here we go. Gateways 2 and 3 coming right back up for Todd. So looking pretty standard at the moment. 3-gate expand, no surprises there. We'll give him enough sentries to deal with some sort of ling pressure at the beginning. So everything looks pretty standard out of him thus far.
Certainly does. And he's going to head down towards the natural to potentially expand. Going to grab that pylon, head out there when he gets his second sentry out. There we go.
And Lynx are going to have to run themselves away. And, may end up losing one there, but nope. Looks like Todd will give chase for a little while, but then end up backing up. Right position goes Link, so we can do another little run by here in a second. And we'll give a shout out to everyone who is sitting in chat as well and giving us some love. We do very much appreciate you guys for tuning in as well. You guys are absolutely amazing. Not just those who are tuning in Philly, but also those who watch from home.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. 7.1K on a Monday afternoon. It's not bad. I'm glad there's that many people watching StarCraft, period, let alone our broadcast.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And every time I turn on Team Liquid and check the stream views, every day I'm just that much more excited for the future.
I know, it's so cool how interested people are getting in this game in esports. So, Rhett is going to scout the expansion. At the same time, he's going to a pretty quick third, and the Roach Warren's coming up at about the same time that Chef's second one did, even with that Evolution Chamber coming down. So, things happening pretty similarly to what we saw last game. Todd even throwing down that fourth gateway, and there's a fifth in the back of the base somewhere. Well, it says there's 2 gateways coming up. I'm actually not sure where that 5th one is at the moment. I'm sure I'll track it down in a bit.
It's behind the mineral line, I think.
Aha! There it is. Thank you, sir.
Sneaky.
Sneaky.
I like putting your gateways all over the place like that. It makes it difficult for the Zerg to read.
Yeah,
and here we have an Overlord peeking in from Rhett, and it's not going to see well. It might actually make its way over there to see that gateway in the left side of the main, but probably not.
Whoa! Oh, okay, you dirty man,
Rhett
you.
saw it.
Oh boy, how is he
Rhett.
going to prepare? Okay, so this is going to become purely production
I think
now.
Rhett is going to be all over this. He's so many roaches in production already. Roaches on the field, lings on the field. I think he has enough to stop this right now, let alone once this production cycle finishes for Rhett.
Yeah, you are absolutely right.
I think Todd's in a lot of trouble. That was not a smart move.
I definitely agree with you. Not with the 3 base, not with it already in position. Todd only has, take a look at the units tab, 4 Stalkers, 4 Zealots, and a handful of Sentries, and there's already a ton of units out for Rhett. He's already almost up to 30 Lings. He's got another 3 Roaches coming out right now, and a defensive position established behind that Spine Crawler. And look at this. He's even able to pick off a couple of those expensive Sentries. Yeah, okay, there we go. Finally gets the last kill there. Loses a couple of Lings in the process, but forces a lot of those force fields that Todd doesn't really want to expend at this stage.
No, he really doesn't. And counterattack from Rhett, headed over to the main right now. And there we go. Are they going to be able to make their way up the ramp? They will catch a Zealot reinforcing, and they killed the pylon, powering down that 5th gateway. So Todd is working off a 4-gate all in here. GG is called. Oh, man.
And Liquid is now our champion of Teamery.